And we've done a poll on this, like I mentioned right at the beginning of the stream. But the question is, just very simply, Conte in or Conte out? The poll right now is 61% saying out, 39% obviously saying in. We'll start off with you, Alex. What's your feeling surrounding the manager at the moment?
Put me on the spot here. I've been thinking about it today. You know what I would say? I'm gonna do a bit of a politician's answer here and say actually not. I want him to decide.
We're gonna leak your WhatsApps then.
I'm not. I won't be as trusting as him. Don't worry. I want Conte to decide his future, and the reason for that is because if Conte wants to be here, then he'll stay, and if he doesn't want to be here, then he'll go. And he is a top manager. Something's not right. I think there's probably going to be another meeting. Do you remember like they had after the season finished last time?
And another meeting after that one as well.
Yeah. So like there'll be a meeting. Maybe it'll be with Paratici, maybe not. Who knows? We'll see. But at least between Daniel and Conte. So, and I think from that meeting, if Conte says, you know what, actually, I've got a group of players here. I've been here a year and a half or thereabouts now. I've got players who are coming in, maybe like Porro in my image, Pape Matar, Oliver Skip. These players who actually look bright, and I think I can do something with that, building, and we can build upon this. Then great. However, if he's not interested, then I'd be fine with him going. That's my view. I don't actually really have a view on whether I want him out or not, because I think it needs to be up to him. That's what I think.
But you don't, as in terms of performance level right now, do you think it's like sackable, our performances and his form and stuff like that, or not?
I mean, but it goes back to the debate about is it the players, is it the manager, which we've been having for years. Like since with Mourinho, for example, that was what we were talking about every other week, really. Is it the players, is it the manager? And it is so hard to tell. And I thought with Mourinho, a lot of it was on the players one week and the manager on the next. And and it's easy to really flip flop in what you're saying there. The performances really they're not good enough. No, we should be beating Sheffield United, and I think those are key mistakes because clearly we didn't take it seriously enough. I personally would have started as strong a team as possible, in my opinion, and it's even worse considering we lost the Wolves game anyway. So it looks even worse than it did a few days ago. So yeah, I think those are serious errors. Don't know if it's sackable because Pochettino did that for a long while as well, and there were obviously concerns around that, but I don't think people really thought that was a sackable offence. But maybe there's a different expectation for the type of manager we've got, and of course I think there are, as you rightly mentioned, there are a lot of factors that have gone into the season. A lot of horrible things have happened with the club. Our fitness coach passing away and other things impacting it. I think there have been some mitigating factors, but the players have to do the talking on the pitch, and they're not doing it.
Yeah, it's absolutely spot on. And I think when you ask the question of is this form sackable form, I think it's just way too much of a simple question, because we ask this question under every single manager when they go through this kind of form. And how many times are we going to sit here and just keep blaming the manager? We did it under Pochettino, we did it under Jose, we did it under Nuno, now we're going to do it under Conte as well. And it's the same culprits that let us down every single time. And I'm fed up of blaming the managers, to be honest. And if I had my way, I would keep Conte here and I'd give him a 3-4 year contract, because I know if you give Conte what he needs and what he wants, he'll do the business. And we're not giving him exactly what he wants, but when you're looking at the players that we have brought through the door since he's come and since Paratici has come, I really don't think we're that far away when you're looking at maybe the team who's going to be starting from next season. You've got Doji on the left, Porro on the right, Romero right centre-back. Yeah, you need 2 more centre-backs there and a new goalkeeper. But apart from that, I think we're actually all right when you're looking at next season. If you're going to keep Kane, Son, Kulusevski on the right, and the midfield is looking good, I would still add maybe a creative player in there. But if we can sort out, let's say you just get 2 centre-backs and a goalkeeper in the summer transfer window, I think that goes some way for next season. You have a solid base there to work with, and we all know that we can score goals with the players that we do have. So I think that if Conte was to stay for next season, I think it would be very good for us, and it will give us continuity. It would give us a very solid base if we would do sign those 2 centre-backs. But I'm with you, Alex. If Conte wants to go, then just go already. Like, I'm sick and tired of these conversations being like, oh, is he going to stay? Is he going to go? Is he going to sign that contract? Is he not? I mean, it's too much uncertainty in my liking. So if he doesn't want to be here, just say it and go. If you do want to be here, sign that contract and stay here for the next few years and bring success for Tottenham Hotspur. But I'm fed up of this not knowing what's going to happen next season. We need to have foresight for the future and plan for the future. How are we supposed to do that?
What if Conte? The state of play at the moment seems is that Conte said he's going to make a decision at the end of the season. And if you're saying okay, if you're saying it's not good enough, so do you want him sacked then? If that's what his stance is.
If he's still unsure, if he doesn't want to be here next season, then he should go. Yeah.
But I'm saying his stance right now seems to be...
If he's unsure that he doesn't want to be here next season...
He's saying, I'm going to make a decision at the end of the season. All right, so that seems to be his stance. I'm saying that seems to be his stance right now.
Stance, and he should go, yeah.
So you'd sack him right now?
I would sack him, yeah, right now.
So you do think we should go Conte out then?
I want my first preference is for Conte to stay.
Easy, Sim.
I'm just saying.
Like I said before, my first preference is for Conte to stay. I want Conte to stay. I want him to sign on the dotted line for the next 3-4 years. But if he doesn't want to do that, then he should go.
So we shouldn't allow him to make a decision at the end of the season then?
He should have made the decision already.
Right, but there's reasons why he hasn't.
What are the reasons?
All the foul personal problems, everything going on in his life. He's not sure.
How long is it going to take him to make this decision?
End of the season.
Why are we waiting till the end of the season? So we can't plan anything.
Conte is waiting till the end of the season.
So he's holding us back all this time just because he can't make a decision.
Correct.
We need to look into the future. We need to plan.
Okay, that's fine. I'm saying right now, Conte's stance seems to be he's going to wait till the end of the season to make his decision. Like he's done it at many other clubs. He did it at Inter Milan. He's done it at Chelsea. He's waiting to the end of the season to make a decision whether this is going to be the right thing or whether it's sporting problems or personal problems, whatever. It seems to be that. That is his stance. So I'm saying if that is his stance, then you say we should sack him.
If that is his stance, saying, I'm not making a decision till the last day of the window, regardless of anything that's going to happen, regardless of...
Not last day of the window, end of the season.
Make any planning, how is that good for our football club? There's no way that is good for our football club. How?
It's not good for our football club.
So then why shouldn't he go?
I would say is that the club also have not been as receptive over giving Conte a new contract as well. I think at the start of the season, there was a big effort to get him to sign, but now it seems that's kind of. I actually think they've
called
on
it.
Yeah, they're kind of aligned on actually. Let's just. I think it's best we just wait and assess the end of the current campaign. So but again, I think once those conversations happen, it should be done. And I do think there was actually another aspect which we've kind of touched on, that's clouding this entire season. And it is what's happening in the other half of North London, unfortunately. And I do think that is having an effect on how fans are viewing what's happening with our own season. Whether that should be happening or not, whether we should be focusing ourselves, it is clearly having an effect on the fan base as a whole. And
it's an extra pressure.
A negative, everything, that extra pressure. We lost both times to Arsenal this season. We didn't do our job to put a dent in their title challenge, those sorts of things. Which, and if they do actually end up managing to do it, I'd be interested to see the effect that will have at the end of the season, if any. But I think
go on, Josh. What were you thinking?
I think the Arsenal thing weighs down on Conte and every Spurs fan right now. You can't hide from it. They're smashing it on the pitch. They're smashing it, with results. They're gonna St. Tottering Day, unfortunately, is only around the corner now. I was thinking about yesterday but when does that day even come now? Let's just get it over and done with. It's been 6 years or 5 years or whatever it is. So that's an additional pressure that we don't need now. And if we were sitting in fourth and Arsenal was sixth or seventh, we'd probably be sitting there more saying it's been an all right season, above the scum again, back in the Champions League, but we didn't win a trophy again, and that would be the bit that we'd be pissed off about. Now we're saying top four if we get it, didn't win a trophy, and we finished below the scum, and we watched this team play the worst football we've seen. Well, Jose's football wasn't great anyways, but it's all going against us. Everything's going against us. It's very difficult for Spurs fans, the manager. There's a lot of pressure and extra additional pressure that we're normally not used to, and we haven't had this for 6-7 years. But whether he should stay or not, I think if both parties are just waiting to meet at the end of the season, which looks like it. Don't forget Paratici's integral in this. Is his uncertainty causing more uncertainty in the room? Is it almost like you sort your legal stuff out? Then we'll sit down and talk about the three of us, because really it's a triangle, isn't it? And we're talking about samosas earlier, but you know what I mean. It's a three-way relationship. So we've got the director of football uncertain in his future, in his even profession. We've talked about Conte, and then we've got players like Kane and whatnot, key players. So I think it does make sense to let things see where we are in a few months with all three aspects of that, and then sit down. And if Paratici's looking like he's going to be guilty, we say thank you very much and see you later, mate. We're not going to hang about and wait for that day. We're not going to hang and wait with you. We're not family. If it looks like you're not getting out of this, then we're going to let you go. And then you bring in a new sporting director, and then maybe we turn a whole corner with a new philosophy, with the manager, with the attractive football, if it's Pochettino, whoever it is. So I think a lot of this is based on not just Conte, it's Paratici as well. And I think, to your guys' point about does it affect the team? Of course it affects the team. The players are sitting there going, we don't know what's going to happen. The only advantage I see is that Conte's saying, you guys finish top four for me, or get, do well in the Champions League, and I'll be here next season, almost like a teacher or like a parent trying to motivate you to do something more. But that sounds a bit kind of, we're not kids here, we're adults. Do you know what I mean? So is that really working? Is Conte keeping this carrot saying, "Ooh, perform well for me, and I'll be here, and I'll be here next season"? I'm not so sure, man. But that could be a tactic too. Maybe he's just playing. He's keeping everyone on their toes, including the chairman.
It's just like how are we supposed to plan for the future? How are we supposed to plan for next season in terms of what players we want to bring in and what particular system that we're going to play? I mean, everything is just so up in the air.
But yeah, it is. But as Josh and I think Alice was saying, it's not just Conte, in that fact, it's Paratici as well. I mean, how are we supposed to plan with him, and when he might not be here as well next season? For me, I'm Conte in. I want Conte to stay. I want to give him every chance. I want to give him every chance to stay possible. If it means he's going to make a decision at the end of the season, so be it. I don't think it makes too much of a difference at this point, waiting till the end of the season or just sacking him now. I think I want to try our best to convince him to stay at Tottenham. I think that in terms of trying to get him to stay, I think that plays a huge role on a lot of our big players like Kane as well. In terms of trying to convince Conte to stay at this football club, I can't see us getting a better manager right now than Antonio Conte. And I do think a lot of these factors, like surrounding the season, have contributed to the difficult season we have had. Yet we are still in the top four somehow right now, as things stand, and obviously still in the Champions League, albeit only for a couple of days. But I think once we exit the Champions League, if we do exit on Wednesday, then I think basically, while we're still in the Champions League, I think we have to stick with Conte and stick by him. But if we do exit early, and then maybe there's a conversation to have with Antonio Conte. But I think whilst we're in the Champions League, I don't think we should. I'm definitely Conte in.
Sim, can I ask you a question? If we get, say, 2 points out of 10, or we have dreadful form over the next 4 or 5 games, and the fan base turns on him, would you still turn around and say, no, we should stick it out with him?
What, and we're still in the Champions League?
No, we're out the Champions League. We have shocking form.
I was just saying, if we're out the Champions League and our form continues to dip, then I don't see a point, because he's going to be leaving anyway. But I think as long as we stay in the Champions League, I'm going to be backing him all the way. I'm going down with the ship.
What I'd say is that each of the managers we've had previously, towards the end of their tenure, you started getting leaks from the dressing room coming out about players being unhappy, and the training sessions are too haven't heard
Always.
anything from. It's been very, very quiet from that front, and that does maybe show that there was a lot of the players that are big fans of Conte. They like him. I think that shows. You see, like for example, our best
They
players
are.
like Kane. Kane has a great mentality. He wants to think of himself as a winner and aligns with managers like Conte and Mourinho. And so I think that it does says a lot.
I didn't see a team yesterday not playing for the manager as much as all the problems we had. I didn't see a team not playing for the manager. I don't think that's the issue at the moment. So I think we should do our utmost to try and keep him and convince him to stay. I really do. I think that's my stance at the moment. But I do. I mean, maybe it's just a social media thing, but definitely Conte out definitely does seem to be growing. But I mean, I don't know if it's just I don't know if it's the majority of the fan base or it's just what you see in social media.
The more of the Conte out thing at the moment is due to the way we're playing football at the moment and the style of play, which I completely disagree with. I mean, obviously I'd like to see more exciting football, but like I said before, my first and foremost feeling is to keep Conte at this club because I know he can do something special if he is to stay here for the future. But I don't know, man.
I think Ben, the question on that is if the football's so crap now, is it always going to be crap? I mean, Chelsea fans will tell you the football wasn't great. You know, it wasn't great on the eye. I mean, it was we got results, but it wasn't great on the eye. You know, and there were fans in the Chelsea fan base that said, "Yeah, all right, I'll put up with it. It wins us a Premier League, great FA Cup." But it was a hard watch. So I don't think this football is going to change. I don't think better players are generally going to change the football, but the results will change. And sometimes, you know, you look at performances and the better the players, the more attractive the football doesn't necessarily always mean great results. And we've seen that, you know, you can play great football and lose, or you can play the Conte ball or Jose ball and win. And fans have to decide what they want. Do they want to be entertained or do they want to be winning? And when you take the two left and right of that, you can't get best of both always. Yes, the scum is doing it now. Yes, Pep Guardiola is doing it now. Klopp is suffering, and that's probably more down to player personnel than it is generally Klopp football. But Conte's football is this. It will be slightly better with better players, but the football won't change. The philosophy won't change. No one should expect expansive, amazing, great tiki-taka football at Tottenham with Conte there. Get used to this football. Just get used to better results if you're going to be Conte. And that's what I would say to Spurs fans. This football is not going to change overnight. He did it at Chelsea, and he likes playing this way. This is the way he wins. There's many ways to win.
I would say that sometimes we actually do have nice football. And I think that we're being extra defensive because he wants to compensate for the poor players that we do have at the back with Eric Dyer and Davinson Sanchez, Ben Davis, you know the rest of them, Perisic as well. And I feel like I said before, that once we get that solid base, if we were to sign two top centre-backs in that position to play in a back three with Romero, I think you'll see better. I genuinely believe you'll see better football. Maybe not the Pochettino high-pressing, crazy football that we had then, but you'll see better football than what we're seeing right now. I guarantee you that.
Yep. Sorry, Alex,
Right.
I don't think I'm going to say.
No, it's okay.
Right.
But look, I think anyone want to make any closing comments? I think that is that for today.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess I would say just like whatever happens in the next few months, it's gonna be tricky, isn't it? With what's happening around the club, outside of the club, there's gonna be like hard days. But I just want to see a direction of the club, and the Tottenham Hotspur Supporters Trust, they put these questions to the club a few weeks ago, didn't they? And it's like
Bloody hell.
They just thought, 2-0 Liverpool, is it?
3-0.
Wow.
3-0.
Who scored?
Gakpo just got a double.
Oh, is he? Wow.
Oh my God.
That's top four done then, isn't it?
That's really fun.
We can
Spurs
get third.
fans
We can get third.
Believe. I love that. Just as I was saying, making a whole thing about us believing and seeing a direction, that happens. So that's
Is
great.
top four still enough now after this Liverpool result?
Yes.
Who's looking forward to Thursday nights? Oh.
At least United fans are going to be quiet for a week, chaps, as I've had enough of them fans, man, for a few weeks now. I can shut them up now.
Wow, great finish from Gakpo.
Unbelievable.
Really. Wow. But sorry, Alex, you were saying?
Yeah, I was just saying we need a new direction. Club needs direction. The club don't really are avoiding these questions about what we're doing. We're flip flopping from one to another. Are we getting a high intensity young manager in quotation marks who can grow with the club? Are we doing that which Daniel Levy said we would do before we appointed Nuno and eventually Conte? Are we doing that? Are we going to go for, I don't know, Ancelotti after he maybe leaves Madrid in the summer? Yeah, that sort of. Are we going to go with another one of these managers?
We're going for Potter. That's who we're going for.
Yeah, jump for the Chelsea train again.
Chelsea reject. Way.
Yeah, I'd actually like us to go out, and I'm not sold on Poch. I'm coming back again yet. I'd love to see him back one day. I'm just not sure it's the right time. I'd like us to go out, be smart in recruiting a manager who isn't maybe used to England, for example. I'd like to see us go out and do that again, or maybe a manager who isn't used to the top level, and see how they do. I'd kind of like to go back to that, because essentially we're going through a reset again, which is like
we've been on a 5-year reset.
But that's essentially how I think we're going to have to look at it again, because a manager, unless we get someone who's going to play a similar way to Conte, and the Conte plays in a very specific way with the wing backs, we're going to be asking for whole new tactical setup, all of that, and so
at least a manager like Poch is equally comfortable doing a back 3 or a back 4 system.
I mean, yeah, although I can't remember. It was in the 2000. It was a Champions League season. I remember we kept on switching from a 3 to a 4, and we just never really seemed to settle on one. And I remember the back 3 being especially problematic.
Didn't he have his best season, Poch, in a back 3 system?
I mean, we did play a bit, but it wasn't like our main formation was still a back 4. But yeah,
yeah. When we needed to go more defensive, we could do that. So yeah.
And look, at the end of the day, back on this turgid style of play, like if it's winning football, I couldn't care less. To be honest, I really couldn't care less. I just want to see my team win at the end of the day.
I think that's the question, isn't it, Ben? It's fans are willing to accept. All season we've been playing. Let's be honest, guys. We played pretty boring football all season. Yeah, we've had a few comebacks. Great, Bournemouth away, whatever. But let's be honest, right? Without those comebacks, we'd be like 8th. We'd be down there, right? So without those comebacks, someone should do a calculation. If they take all the 90-minute winners out of Tottenham's league results, where would we be? And I'm sure we'd be 8-9 points below where we are. So that shows that we've not outplayed the opposition. We've just got that goal just before the last minute, and Arsenal got lucky yesterday. So I think the style of football is not good enough for Conte out fans, for the players he's got. That's what Conte out fans are saying. For what we've got, it's not good enough. And then you've got the other side, which you just mentioned there, is if it gets us results, I'll live with crap. I'll live with anything. I'm happy to watch us have 2 shots on target, get the 3 points. And that's what we should have done yesterday. We should just got the 3 points. But we went and played good football in the first half. So you can't win as a manager sometimes. If you're going to play crap football, you have to get the results. If you're going to play expansive football and you don't win, the fans go home saying, that was a good game. That was a good draw. We played well and it's coming. And Arteta, unfortunately, has shown that he showed signs of good football when Arsenal weren't getting results. But now they're getting the results and the football's there. Suddenly it's a beautiful, season. So
trust me, they weren't saying they were playing good football when they weren't getting results. I can tell you that.
They had moments where you could see what he was doing. There was that you could see, right, okay.
When they were losing 8 games in a row, no one was saying that, trust me.
I know what you mean, but when I remember speaking to Arsenal fans, they're like, I see what he's trying to do, but it's not working. But they could see what he was trying to do. Yeah, obviously.
But then again, Josh, after the game, t-shirts. After the game yesterday, I mean, no one else coming out of that stadium where I was there in the game yesterday. Yeah, no one was walking out going, "Oh, look how well we played in the first half yesterday." Everyone was walking out fuming, saying Conte out.
At half time, you must have gone for your halftime beer or whatever and gone, "Mate, we're going to smash them off that first half." Right? Because the football was good. You didn't go in thinking, "Oh, we only had 1 shot on target."
You know what I said at halftime? I said at halftime, I said to Barry or Iggy, whoever was next to me, I was like, look, we're playing well in this first half, but we're not creating anywhere near enough clear-cut chances. That's what I said.
But we were controlling the game.
Yeah, we were controlling the game. But what's good at controlling the game if you're not creating clear-cut chances?
So what you're saying is you'd rather have seen a shit show and got the result. That's what you'd rather have seen.
100%.
Yeah, which is what we've seen this season. You tell me 3 games where we've controlled a full 90 minutes and won. I can't think of any, man.
None. We
I think
haven't.
there are
Just
actually maybe
one or two.
I think
One or
that's it.
two.
One or two.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So on that basis, Conte's doing a crap job. But if we get top 4, then everyone forgets about the football because
And again, how
got some-
many points do you reckon we've dropped because of the injuries that we've had this season? Like, do you reckon it's a high number or a low number?
I mean, your goalkeeper being out isn't great, is it?
I mean, he gave away enough points just being there anyway.
That's actually that's
that's
true.
points. That's not the
Okay.
opposite.
Bad example. Look, I think it all adds up. I think is the answer. With Basuma, you're losing an option there, even though he hasn't really been that great this season either. All these things add up. We had mid-season, you had various players missing here and there. But again, all clubs have these things. All clubs do. Arsenal have Gabriel Jesus missing for basically over half the season, I think now, maybe half the season.
Yeah.
So, and that's their main striker, and they had someone who's come in fill the void, who did a pretty okay job. I think most people would agree. So, yeah, all teams have it. Look at Chelsea. Look at Liverpool. It happens.
Yeah.
I think the
true.
Romero one's been a killer with the hamstring or whatever it was. The
Yeah,
abductor, the
first half of the
hamstring.
season, yeah.
Yeah, it was just constant in and out. He'd go to Argentina, he'd come back half the
I call
man.
it Argentina syndrome.
Argentina, yeah, it's proper disease that, isn't it? You can't shake it off.
Yeah.
But the thing is, I think that one's the ones that's killed us in terms of points. Because without Romero, let's be honest, guys, Sanchez, Dyer, you could put any of those guys in there. And without Romero, we are half the back line.
Absolutely.
So for me, that's been the key miss. If you said to me one injury that you could have reversed, that's the one for me, man. The others maybe carry some of them, with Skip coming in doing a job at where Bentancur is. But Romero's one's been a killer, man. Absolute massive killer. And if he had been fit all season, where would we be now? We'd probably have more points.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. But look, I think that is all we have left today. I mean, I think we've kept you guys here for longer. And there's not that.
Right.
How long left of the United game? What, half an hour
Yeah.
still? And it's 3-0. Unbelievable. But Josh, thanks for coming on today, my friend. Where can people find
Thank you. You can find me on Spurs Debate TV, and there's another channel called Footy Fanatics as well, where there's a few of me and 3 other guys now. We're doing top 6 debate every week on a Sunday night. Tonight, 9 o'clock, come and join us. 9 o'clock, Footy Fanatics. Yeah, come and join us, lads. Come on, if you want to come on as guests, we've got a space tonight as well. Footy Fanatics, 9 p.m. every Sunday, Big 6 debate, where we have a fan from each Big 6 club. So they just give their views, and we have a bit of bants on that, and we get a bit personal as well, so it's good fun.
I think you're going to get a bit of a
getting
rowdy Gooners and rowdy Liverpool fans today, that's for sure.
I'm getting it, man. Yeah.
But yeah, good luck for that tonight, Josh. Alex, you want to plug anything anywhere can find you?
Oh, sure. Hot takes on Twitter at RundownA. Hot Tottenham takes. At RundownA.
All right, brilliant. Well, thank you guys so much for coming on today. And we'll see you all very soon. But thank you, everyone, for joining in today. Like, subscribe, and comment. And as always,
Come on, you Spurs.